Great. Thank you, Chairman Capito, and thank you, Ranking Member Whitehouse, for holding this important Oversight Committee meeting of the Army Corps of Engineers. Secretary Tell, great to see you again. Congratulations on your confirmation. Glad you're here in the job. General, glad to have you here as well, and look forward to working with you. I'm really pleased to be on this committee because the Army Corps serves an important function in my state. When I was governor in 2019, Nebraska and the Midwest experienced a devastating flood that had many of our rivers, but the Missouri River in particular. And 4 people lost their lives. Farmers lost $400 million in corn and soybeans. Ranchers lost $400 million in livestock. Federal authorities estimate the damage for Nebraska alone was $2.6 billion. I worked closely with the Corps to push for action. Together with the governors of Iowa, Kansas, and Missouri, I partnered with the Corps to launch a planning assistance to states study, which we actually helped finance. This effort brought the Corps, governors, and local stakeholders together to make better informed floodplain management decisions. At that time, the relationship with the Corps was rocky. Too often, Nebraskans' concerns were met with only explanations of why something couldn't be done, a refrain we've heard here earlier, and weren't getting done quickly or not at all. At times, I saw the Corps as more of an obstacle than a partner, and one that failed to put the people first in its decision-making. Today is a new opportunity, though, with Secretary Tell and Lieutenant General Graham leading the change. Yet, more than 6 years later, many issues remain. The $3 million 3-year planning assistance study has now taken more than 5 years and has cost more than $10 million. This is, again, a similar refrain from what we've heard other people, projects taking longer and costing more. And still, it hasn't changed how the Corps has conducted business. The study is yet to be finalized, but it's not clear there's going to be any concrete actionable steps in this plan for improvement. Another part of the challenge lies in the 2018 Master Manual, which governs the Corps' work on the Missouri River. The roots of the problem go back to 2004 when amendments to the 1979 manual reversed the Corps' historical flood control water management practices. That shift fundamentally scrambled the Corps' priorities for basin management. The amendment made environmental compliance equally as important as protection of human life and property through flood mitigation. The Corps must refocus its management on the river, on the agency's core values, which is water management for the benefit of those who rely on it for commerce and protecting people. Secretary Tell, do you believe that the 2018 Master Manual puts environmental compliance on the same level as protecting human life?
Senator, I will defer to Senator General Graham on questions about the manual and the specifics, but I will agree with your broader point, and it's one that we've heard many times already in this hearing, which is these projects cost too much and take too long. And I would just, I'm proud to report to you that under President Trump's leadership, the executive branch agencies that govern the issues that you raise are working to follow the law, to the letter of the law, not beyond what Congress intended with the law. There have been a number of actions taken with NEPA, with the definition of waters of the United States as rendered by the Sackett decision, as well as...
Secretary Tell, I've got limited time, so I appreciate that. General, are you familiar with the 2018 Master Manual?
Yes, Senator.
Do you believe that it puts environmental concerns at the same level as protecting human life?
No. We always put life, health, safety first of the 8 authorized purposes for the Missouri River.
Okay, great. Will you commit that you will continue to do that?
Absolutely.
Great, because that's what we need to have happening, because that's not been happening in the past. Can you tell me why the planning assistance study has taken more than 3 years and triple the cost to get done?
I can't specifically speak to that, but oftentimes those planning assistance to states are to provide a broad overview and to understand what's going on in those drainage basins. And then from there, they can take that information at the state, local, or even at the federal level and tear that off into additional studies. So we'll confirm with your staff what exactly else they needed to find out.
Great. Will you commit to getting us that report in a timely manner?
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you. I've got just a few seconds left, but since Senator Merkley went over, I'm going to beg the chair for a little
all
indulgence.
yours.
Thank you. Really quickly here. Critical industries along the Missouri River must be able to have predictable flows on the Missouri River. Recently, the Corps' Northwest Division announced that Gavin's Point releases would be set at a minimum of 12,000 cubic feet per second from December 1st through February 2026, December 1st of this year through 2026. In 2023, when the river levels dropped low, two power station facilities in Salix, Iowa, were unable to generate power during an extremely cold stretch of time when we had very frigid temperatures. Secretary Tell, will you commit to prioritizing energy reliability when setting release levels at Gavin's Point so we can avoid the disruptions to power generation over the next couple of years?
Senator, absolutely. The Missouri River is one of the more complex rivers within the portfolio, and we have to balance all interests and all purposes, including flood risk mitigation, navigation, and as you point out, energy production.
Great, thanks. And General, what factors are considered in determining whether updates to the Missouri River Mainstream Reservoir System Master Water Control Manual are warranted?
Senator, specifically, we'll get back to your staff on what would trigger that, but broadly, it's large changes that we believe have happened in the watershed.
Great. We will follow up with you both. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Madam Chair, for